What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We once again find ourselves back on NBA 2K25, and we also find ourselves back in the Steph Curry era. I've low-key been having a lot of fun with these throwback rebuilds, and I'm doing the same thing today, this time with the Boston Celtics. Not only just your regular Boston Celtics, but this is the Isaiah Thomas Boston Celtics. That was a fun team back then. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. But let's go ahead and just dive straight into the roster. So, of course, got Isaiah Thomas here, who eventually popped off when he was moved here. He got traded a few times, of course, before he ended up in Boston. Was like the sixth man there for a second. And then he, moved in the starting five eventually and became an MVP candidate. And then, as we know, fortunately, they trade him for Kyrie Irving, and the rest just is kind of downhill from there for Isaiah Thomas. But if we just go back to this certain moment in time, this team was extremely good. But Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk, Jaylen Brown, a young Jaylen Brown, Tyler Zeller, Gerald Green, and Terry Rozier. So, of course, outside of that, you got a bunch of, custom players or whatever. And then, again, I'm using that custom roster I used yesterday. We do have Blake Griffin in and John Wall and some other missing players in here, which is nice. But if we take a look at the rotation for year one, this team isn't going to be very good year one, I imagine. But Isaiah Thomas, Gerald Green, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, Kelly Olynyk, and then Tyler Zeller. So at least we kind of have a full rotation. We just run an AM rotation with real people. So that's nice to see at the very least. And then Taj James is, of course, the head coach. Obviously, I believe this was Brad Stevens, but unfortunately, he's not here, which I find kind of strange just because 2K had his rights not that long ago. So why can't they have him on here? I don't know. Maybe it's the custom roster. That could be the case as well. But I'm going to go ahead and simulate year number one. We're going to see how this team does with Isaiah Thomas leading the way. Kind of expecting this team to be bad, and if that's the case, that's fine as well. And then one thing we should also have is I believe we should have those Brooklyn picks. So yeah, that Brooklyn pick hopefully will end up being good. We can maybe draft Jason Tatum again. We'll see. Let's simulate to the offseason, and let's see how this first season goes for us. Today's video is brought to you by two softwares designed to help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. We're starting on Daily Grind Fantasies Optimizer. So if you check out right now what's on the board, if you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any of those popular DFS apps, as you can see, we got a few things on the board. I'm recording this late at night, so there isn't a ton of value, but we do got Ryan Howard under 28.5 PRA. The reason why we like this is, as you can see, we got the data telling us that this line should be at 27.5, which is why we like taking the under at 20.5. It wouldn't make any sense for us to say, hey, let's take the under at 27.5 on a different book. We like it here. It's a very valuable play. And you can also look at this esports play as well at over 29. As you can see, two other books listing it at 30.5, and you got one book at 29.5, which is why we like those plays, and we found those plays just like that within 2 seconds, which is why having a tool like this is insanely clutch. And we go to OddsJam's Positive EV tool, which focuses on the traditional sports books such as FanDuel, DraftKings, or any of those. And as you can see, you got thrills under 49 total points right now on the Bills Dolphins. We could probably put in FanDuel. We might find something else here as well. And we got quite a few things popping up now. So you got Jacksonville Jaguars first quarter money line, -134, best odds there. You got Pinnacle at -153, and then every other book at like -160 against the Cleveland Browns, which is why we found that play and we like it. So make sure to check out these two softwares to find profitable sports bets. Links down in the description below for both of them. Use code Crushables. You get a percentage off your first month. And last but certainly not least, make sure to also check out PrizePicks. Link is down in the description below on this one as well. They have a free square on Caleb Williams. They're running it back again. They did it last week. NFL Week 1, of course, is in the books, and we're on to Week 2. But make sure to check out PrizePicks. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Other than that, back to the video. So at the end of season number 1, LeBron James is your MVP. Blake Griffin, once again, not supposed to be a rookie, but here he is. Jared Soldier, sixth man. DeAndre Jordan, defensive player. Jokic, most improved. And Tyronn Lue is your coach of the year. So here's your NBA first team. Fortunately for us, I don't think we had a very good season. And oh, no way. I was way wrong. We were the 5th seed. We started off rough, and then I was kind of not really paying attention, and we actually made the playoffs. So you had 20.5 from Isaiah Thomas, which is great to see. And once again, man, I'm in that habit where I click Y because you used to have to do that in the previous 2Ks, but the stats are right in front of you the first time. I just got to break that habit. But 26 from Isaiah Thomas, 13 from Al Horford, 12 from Jay Crowder, 11 from Gerald Green, and 9 from Marcus Smart. More importantly, Brooklyn unfortunately did make the playoffs, so their pick isn't going to be as good, which kind of sucks because obviously we want their pick to be as bad as possible, because we want a high draft pick, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case. Now we get Chicago in round 1. I believe this is kind of actually what happened in real life. Of course, the Bulls went up 2-0, and I believe who was it that got? Was it Rondo that got hurt? And then that kind of just fell off from there, and the Celtics beat them. So Let's go ahead, though, and still make a round against Chicago, and we are going to beat them in 7. So we beat them in 7, and now we get Cleveland. I can't imagine we're going to be able to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I guess you never truly know. My current round against LeBron. I almost said LeBronto. I guess it's LeBronto now. And they are going to beat the Raptors, and they go on and win the championship. So they beat the Jazz. The Warriors got beat by the Jazz. That's kind of insane. So the Jazz had Gordon Hayward, Derek Favors, and Gobert. So shout out to the Jazz, I guess, for taking down the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors. But Steph and Durant, that is. But just Terry, Metta World Peace, Mike Miller, all retiring. Like I said, unfortunately for us, the pick isn't going to be as good as I would have wanted. That Brooklyn pick really, really sucks. So let's see what happens. So that pick is going to be 15 on the dot. Doesn't mean we can't get a good player to fall to us, but like I said, I would have loved to have seen it be a much higher pick. I believe we have, their picks in the future as well. And this was right around the time where everybody wanted Danny Ainge to be aggressive. Like, they were always in the Jimmy Butler talks. We still have, what? Do we have 2 more Brooklyn picks or just 1 more? So we got 1 more Brooklyn pick. Of course, they eventually made the trade for, I think this is the offseason to make the trade for Kyrie Irving. I don't think I'll do that today, obviously. And I don't even think I'd be able to, even if I tried. But we do have some future draft capital. Danny Ainge was never really aggressive. Anthony Davis, they were attached to at one point. Jimmy Butler, Paul George. I mean, can I make one of those 2 happen? That'd be cool to pair with Isaiah Thomas. Just average 26 points per game. So getting him a 3-and-D wing would be awesome. I tried to do that yesterday in the Blazers video and never really could be successful in doing that, though. So I guess we'll see what happens. We'll try, but there's no guarantee I'm able to pull it off. Mike Budenholzer would be really clutch to get as our head coach, though, going forward, and he does sign. So we finally get a good head coach. Could not accomplish that yesterday. Let's go to draft night, and let's figure out what we're going to do. So, of course, like I said, we could just draft here. But considering Isaiah Thomas was damn good last year, and he, was only making $6 million, I want to see if I can potentially do something with this. Because if we just wait, at pick 15, we're going to get a good player, don't get me wrong. But, I kind of did that yesterday with Bam Adebayo. He didn't really develop. I want to see if I can make an aggressive move. So that's what I'm going to try for first. And we'll see if that is able to happen. If not, then I'll see you guys on draft night with what we're picking at 15. So the 2 guys I will try for before we jump into the draft is going to be Anthony Davis and Paul George. I highly doubt I'll be able to get either one of them, but I'm going to try anyway because, like I said, there was some rumors back then. It may not be this exact year, but I know at one point Anthony Davis was attached to Boston. His dad wanted him nothing to do with that organization after they traded away Isaiah Thomas the way they did, and then Paul George as well. We can try for. So I'll start with Anthony Davis. We might have to throw Jaylen Brown in this trade to do it, though, and I don't know if I'm going to be willing to do that, but we'll see. So Jaylen Brown's trade value is a 3-star, which is fine. I don't know how much Jaylen Brown will develop. I assume he'll develop well, but I kind of assume that same thing with Bam Adebayo yesterday. It didn't work out at all, so I don't know. So we got Marcus Smart, who's also an expiring team option that could maybe be useful. I would be fine with trading Al Horford if we're getting Anthony Davis. So Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, and then let me say I threw this 15th pick in, and let's say we threw this 2018 Nets pick in, and then this Grizzlies pick in. I mean, we're going to have to give up a lot in order to get a guy like Anthony Davis, and then Jay Crowder, which I guess would be too much money at that point, so I'll throw this first-round pick. So all of this for Anthony Davis. I highly doubt they'll accept this. Getting AD is probably going to be extremely hard, and they say no. So this was a lot to give up. But like I said, nuking, for Anthony Davis, I think would have been fine with Isaiah Thomas. We're not able to do that. So I will try and see what Paul George is looking like. So Paul George, and I wonder if I can get away with maybe only trading. Let's say we can get, trade away 4 firsts, and maybe we throw Jay Crowder in here. Let's do something like that. So 4 firsts and, Brooklyn's pick. We get Paul George with Al Horford and Isaiah Thomas, Jaylen Brown. What do you say to that? They don't agree to that. I'll give you the Clippers, lottery protected first as well. Nope. I just want to be able to get Paul George in one of these videos. I think I've tried like every video and have not accomplished it one time. I do wonder if we accepted Marcus Smart's option, if moving, putting him in this trade would help. Do I want to throw Jaylen Brown in this trade, or do I want to throw Paul George or Marcus Smart in this trade is the question. And, ideally, I think we throw Marcus Smart in this trade instead. So I'm going to make Marcus Smart accept his option really quickly. And then we are going to try this again. And if he says no, we can try for Anthony Davis as well. Maybe throw Marcus Smart in here. So I should have done this earlier, but let's go back to, we probably shouldn't even waste our time with Anthony Davis. I don't think we're getting him. So it's Marcus Smart, Jay Crowder, this 15th pick. Let me throw this all back in here again, not the second. This Nets pick, this Grizzlies pick, and this Clippers pick. So all of this for Paul George. What do they say to this? We'll see what they say. So this is all we're throwing at Paul George. They say no. I could throw Jaylen Brown in here instead. They say no. Do I want to throw Brown in? Here's the question. I want to get him in one of these videos. Do I want to do this? They don't agree anyway. I'm kind of glad I didn't accept that because I was kind of hesitant on it. But yeah, we're not going to be able to get Paul George, and I don't think we'll be able to get Anthony Davis either, but I'll try one more time. No. If I remove one of these first and throw Smart in here as well. What do you say? I'm not going to do that for Anthony or for Paul George. So we're not getting Anthony Davis, Paul George. I tried. We'll just see what we get in this draft. So unfortunately, we're not getting Tatum. We could have moved up and, got Tatum again. I'm actually fine with just kind of seeing the luck of the draw here and who falls to us at 15. Usually someone pretty good falls to me, I've noticed. So John Collins, De'Aaron Fox, you got Josh Hart, Markelle Fultz, and then OG Anunoby. He would have been nice. Okay, so we have Bam, who I took yesterday, who didn't end up being very good. We got Frank Ntilikina, and I think I might take Jarrett Allen here. That'd probably be the pick. We could take Derek White and bring him into Boston sooner than, of course, he ever gets to Boston. But I'll take Jarrett Allen, probably the best player outside of Bam Adebayo, who just sucked yesterday when I took him. And then we got like Ish Wainwright. So again, we're probably just grabbing ammo for trades. I don't know if I'll be committed to Jarrett Allen going forward, but we at least got, I guess a couple of real players in Ish Wainwright and Jarrett Allen. So player options, Tyler Zeller accept, and then Joseph. Well, actually, declining that might actually be useful because, like I said, we might have some cap space. Olynyk is a free agent as well. With Isaiah Thomas not making much money, I would imagine we might have some money to spend. So let's see if we do. Though I'm a little... Okay, so it looks like we might have some money, but at the same time, Stephen Curry. So yeah, we definitely have some money to spend, and we could maybe free up even more. So we could maybe just attack this in free agency, which I never thought would be an avenue we could take. But maybe we could get Durant to come to Boston through free agency. Like, that would be kind of awesome, pairing him with... so yeah, I think that we could definitely look into that. Now, as far as who we would have to move off to maybe make that happen is the question. So, is there anybody that's just an easy salary dump? I guess it would be, this Garland dude for sure. He's not even a real player. I think that, and then Jennings. So, oh, this is an easy one. This guy isn't even freaking real. Let's just get him off the team. That's going to free up $7 million. Philadelphia, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go try to offer for Durant. If we can get Kevin Durant on the squad, why wouldn't I do this? So, Durant... Let's see what he says. Was Boston trying to get him back then? I don't remember. But we are we his number one offer? I can't tell. We're definitely up there. He's got 100% interest, but really hard to tell if he's going to come to us. I don't know. So we're going to have a backup plan just in case. Of course, this is the offseason. They signed Gordon Hayward, so Iguodala sounds kind of intriguing as well. I don't know if Iguodala was he 21 at this time? I don't know if that's true. I could be wrong. But I'm all in on Durant, dude. And we don't get him, of course. Durant says no, he's going back to the Warriors. Okay. So we don't get the guy we wanted. So let's just see if he falls out. He doesn't fall out, unfortunately. John Wall is available. We have Jabari Parker, who is interesting. James Johnson. Man, that sucks, bro. Durant through free agency would have been amazing, but we do not accomplish that at all. John Wall doesn't really make sense. Jabari Parker's interesting, but man, he wants so damn much freaking money at a 79 overall. I know he develops nicely because I saw that yesterday, but man, that sucks. Not getting what we wanted there because Isaiah Thomas after this season would have to be paid. So I think it would have been a really good time to get Durant, but we didn't make it happen, unfortunately. So that sucks. Maybe I can look into bringing someone else in through our cap space. Durant would have been amazing. John Wall, we could sign and then, trade him or whatever, but that's just kind of cheesy, obviously, so I'm not going to do that. Outside of that, I might have to look into more trades because I don't really like anybody else left in free agency. Like I said, we could go for Jabari Parker. He'll develop nicely. He wants a lot of money, but I know he'll be a good piece, but we'll see what maybe we can go trade for because we do have, someone to bring into our cap space if we wanted to go that route instead. So there honestly isn't really any trade avenue, so I unfortunately think I am going to go ahead and give Jabari Parker a big contract. I'm not saying I'm committed to him long term, but I think at the end of the day, using this cap space and getting somebody on this roster I think is going to be very important because what we can do with this is we could eventually trade him for somebody better. Even, maybe he develops into a really nice piece and that's great, but I think that gives us the chance to, get him on this roster, take a chance on him, and then if we could trade him later on for somebody better, I think that's kind of where we'd go with this. Jabari Parker is a great piece to bring in, don't get me wrong. Kind of fills a need as well if we play him with the power forward or whatever we decide to do with them, but yeah, I don't hate that. So we bring in Jabari Parker, which is great. We're going to move Marcus Smart shooting guard right now because he'll definitely be capable of doing that. So we'll move Mark Smart, shooting guard. We do have a little bit of money left to spend. Isaiah Thomas is going to have to be paid after this season. Getting Durant would have been insanely clutch. Unfortunately, was not able to pull it off. But Jabari Parker will probably play power forward for us. So basically, all we really need now is a backup shooting guard or a backup power forward. So Jordan Crawford, Jeremy Lamb. So Jeremy Lamb, 24 years old, 11.55. We definitely have the money to just go ahead and spend that if we want to. Olynyk will probably come back as well if we want to play him at the 4. So I think the cheapest option to go is just go get Olynyk and play him at power forward. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll leave that money open. So that is our offseason. Not the most ideal scenario. I'm not going to lie. I really wanted to get Durant. But Jabari Parker, as I said, goes up. And Jaylen Brown is up. So that's great to see, up to 79. So maybe it's a good thing we didn't move him for whatever. And maybe he'll keep developing into something we need him to be. So yeah, definitely still work in progress. Jabari Parker is probably someone I'm not committed to long term. Unless he just, ends up being really good for us. Which is definitely possible. So we're going to go into this season. Maybe stop at the deadline and see what we can move Jabari Parker for. And that's kind of where I'm at with this roster at this point. Really wanted Durant. Struck out, unfortunately. Now it's time to see what we can do maybe with Jabari Parker's contract. So at the end of season number 2, LeBron James is your MVP. Lonzo and the Pistons is your Rookie of the Year. Iguodala is your 6th man. Giannis Defensive Player. And Emmanuel Mudiay, Most Improved. And Tyronn Lue is your Coach of the Year. And Hunter Thomas is your Executive. So, not gonna lie to you guys, I wasn't that ecstatic about signing Jabari Parker, but boy was I wrong. The man, I will show you in just a second, but he ends up being damn good for us. Like, he was damn good. And I know he was supposed to be really good. Injuries kind of derailed his career, obviously, with Milwaukee. But if we take a look at these stats, I thought, man, co-star immediately, 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, and the man shot 42% from 3. We might have just hit an accidental gem. Maybe Durant not signing with us was the best possible thing. The best part is we saw this, how Brooklyn ended up making the damn playoffs. Their pick was very valuable at the deadline, bro. Why do they keep making it? I thought we were about to have another high pick with them. Unfortunately, I was wrong. They got John Wall in free agency. What are the odds of that? Man, that sucks. Okay. Well, I was kind of hoping that we'd get their pick, a good pick in this upcoming draft class. Unfortunately, that's not the case. But we get to play Brooklyn in round 1 to eliminate them if possible. Jaylen Brown, of course, also emerging as he keeps developing. We definitely have some young pieces that are going to continue to develop. Jarrett Allen, of course, played off the bench. So, all very exciting stuff. But let's go ahead and simulate current round against Brooklyn now that we've added Jabari Parker with Isaiah Thomas. And we are going to get bounced in 5, unfortunately. So, the team we have their draft pick, unfortunately for us, it didn't end up mattering. We get bounced in round 1. So, still a lot of work to do. Good regular season, but that did not lead to a championship. So, LeBron James, Finals MVP, Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter retiring. So, let's go to the lottery again. This is draft lottery time. Would have loved to have seen our picture with the Brooklyn Nets being in here, unfortunately. So number 1 goes to the Pelicans, and we end up having pick 17. So of course isn't this a Luka draft class? Yes, it is. So Luka is probably gonna be a Pelican. So Luka Anthony Davis is interesting. Got a couple other pieces that would be amazing to bring in here as well. But I guess we'll just kind of see what falls to us at pick number 17 or whatever it is. 17. So we have pick 17. So let's go to draft night. I don't think I'll be, again, we can look at avenues to make a trade. So we can offer like Al Horford. I think we might have to low-key keep Jabari Parker now with how damn good he was for us. So we could upgrade to DeAndre Jordan, but I don't know. Is that really worth 2 first round? We get a first round pick in return. Gobert is kind of interesting at this point. We have to trade a 2nd round pick. We get a top 3 protected first. A young Rudy Gobert, don't hate it. Not going to lie. If we could maybe do that without trading 2 firsts, I would consider it. Al Horford at 32 years old. I like him. The floor spacing, of course, is valuable, but getting a Gobert or DeAndre Jordan, probably Gobert actually. So if we find a way to do this without involving, maybe we can not involve this pick, but let's say Al Horford and the late first for Gobert. What does that say? What do they need? So they kind of with the 2nd round pick. I think we got to do this all day. We get Gobert, who's a much better overall, will be a better defender. Of course, the real life concern of is, how much he gets played off the floor sometimes in the playoffs, but that's not going to matter in 2K. So just like that, we got Gobert. So we upgrade our center position from Al Horford to Rudy Gobert. I don't hate that. So Isaiah Thomas, Gobert, Jabari Parker, and then we get to add whoever we want who falls to us to 17 with Brooklyn's pick. So number 1 is going to be Luka. Number 2 is Aiden. Number 3 is Shea to the Bucks. Number 4 is Brunson. Number 5 is Jaren Jackson, Marvin Bagley. I think somebody good will fall to us, which is great. Mikal, Knox, Mitchell Robinson, Trae Young. Wow, Trae Young went very far. Anthony, Miles, Wendell Carter, and then last but certainly not least, before we pick, is Colin Sexton. Okay. We got Mo Bamba, Robert Williams, DeAnthony Melton. Oh, man, I'm not very excited about any of these options. Like, Mo Bamba, Robert Williams is cool, I guess, but we do have a young center in Jarrett Allen as it is. So not in love with the options here. Won't lie to you. So let's say we threw, like, I don't know. Does that give me anything? We might just have to take a young center pot. We could upgrade from Olynyk and Jay Crowder to Middleton and Monroe. That's definitely interesting. Definitely got to consider this one. Middleton and Monroe. All right. Definitely, I mean, Nerlens Dwight Howard, Jeff Teague, and Trae Young. Yo, whoa. I mean, Trae Young and Isaiah Thomas backcourt sounds like a freaking nightmare. I'm not going to even do that. And then CJ McCollum and Mo Harkless. I mean, getting CJ would be cool. But, again, I don't know. Do we want to just stick with what we got? I think we'll just draft with one of these. We'll just draft. Let's just draft Mo Bamba and be happy with it. So, Mo Bamba, welcome to Boston. That will be our draft. And we'll walk with Gary Trent in the second round as well. So, not bad there. Player options, Ish Wainwright, we can accept. And then qualifying offers, Marcus Smart, free agent. And then Isaiah Thomas, of course, also free agent, which is going to be a very important re-sign. So, let's just take care of that. And we'll take care of Marcus Smart. And we'll have those guys locked up if I can submit a contract correctly. So we'll get those two locked up, which is what we wanted. So boom, that's taken care of, and we don't have money after that. So time to look. So we got Rozier, Isaiah Thomas, we got Marcus Smart, Gary Trent, Jay Crowder, Jaylen Brown, and then Jabari Parker, and then of course a bunch of big men. So we can move one of these centers to power forward if we need to or whatever. But I am probably gonna just go straight to, I assume probably, and we can sign Allen Crabbe for extra depth if we wanted to. Tyson Chandler's here. I will sign Allen Crabbe for... Ooh, Jeremy Grant's also here as well as a young player. I'm going to sign Jeremy Grant for extra depth because I keep hinting at a trade and I have not... I mean, we made the Gobert trade, but I want to see how much guys develop here. So, Jaylen Brown's up to an 85, so that's insane. That's obviously huge. I mean, he's going to keep developing. I shouldn't be too surprised by that. Jarrett Allen's up to 77 overall already, so that's a good sign as well. So is there any position that I'm just like kind of looking at saying that, okay, we need to upgrade this spot? Let's see. So I guess it would be the shooting guard spot in theory. So Rozier, Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Smart's our shooting guard, but I do like him. Don't get me wrong. Jay Crowder. I guess if there was one spot I would upgrade, it would be the shooting guard spot. But I do like Marcus Smart, of course, on this team. Kind of the heart and soul, really good defender. So he kind of already gives us the mold of the player I kind of want there. But it's just the fact of the matter is his overall isn't going up, which is kind of disappointing because I would have loved to see him go up. So let's say we offer Mark Smart, Mo Bamba, and Ish Wainwright. Let's just explore what options. So I don't know, man. The fact that we get Middleton and a young Frank Ntilikina, I don't hate it, man. Not going to lie. I kind of like it. Malik Monk, Derek Favors, I think we do this trade. And it sucks to trade Marcus Smart away. But Mo Bamba, ooh, he's got insane trade value. This man must develop into a freaking stud. Do I see it through with Mo Bamba, or do I make this trade? I mean, Frank has insane trade value, too. Almost the same trade value. It might just be because he's a rookie. I'm going to do this trade. Frank Ntilikina got good trade value just as much as Mo Bamba. We have Jarrett Allen already, and we get Middleton at our shooting guard spot. I'm doing this. This gives us a well-rounded starting five. I like it a lot. So you can call us the Milwaukee Bucks, or the Boston Bucks, or whatever you want to say. So we can move, Middleton, like I said, a shooting guard. We'll move Frank to shooting guard probably as well. And I think we'll have ourselves a very, very solid rotation around Isaiah Thomas going to year 3 to see if we can maybe bring home a championship this early in Boston. So Russell Westbrook wins MVP, Luka's Rookie of the Year in New Orleans, Iguodala to 6th player, and then Anthony Davis Defensive Player. So yeah, Luka, Anthony Davis as a pairing is pretty scary. Mike Budenholzer, Coach of the Year, and Dylan Paul is your executive. So obviously, what we've brought into Boston has seemed to have really worked out, which is fantastic. And we take a look at your end of the season stats. Let's take a look at them. And this time, I will not be clicking Y, but I will try to see if I get the player stats correctly this time. So we had 24 from Jabari. So like I said, man, Jabari Parker ended up being a damn good signing. Kind of surprised by it, but I'm happy at the same time. So Jaylen Brown up to 17. 24 from Isaiah Thomas. 24 from Jabari Parker. Yeah, 12 from Jay Crowder. 11 from Chris Middleton. Gobert with 7 and 11. Jarrett Allen's down here, Frank Ntilikina. So just a ton of really good talent on this team. We've absolutely done a great job of building talent around Isaiah Thomas. Now it's time to play the Knicks. We'll have Derrick Rose. They have Mikal, which I like that. Carmelo, Porzingis, Will Hernan Gomez, Isaac, Joakim Noah, and Courtney Lee. So let's go ahead and see We can knock off this New York Knicks team. I really love the team we've thrown together here in Boston, but let's see what happens against the Knicks, and we are going to sweep them. So thank you, but now we get Brooklyn, who beat us last year, so would love to see if we can return the favor. So I end up with John Wall and Blake Griffin, which is kind of funny considering those are the two guys, of course, that are missing in the 2K actual file of the Steph and Curry era, but now they end up on the same team in Brooklyn. Now their bench falls off really badly. Tony Roden, that is a freaking throwback name if I've ever seen one. Holy moly. Damn. That is from the Trust the Process 76ers days. Got LeVert, Brooke Lopez, Blake Griffin, John Wall. So it's a good team in Brooklyn. So all respect to them as we lose game 1. We even it up, though, and hopefully, respectfully, we just, blow them out the rest of the way, and we are going to beat them in 5. Okay, and now we get either Toronto or Cleveland, and it is going to be Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's time to figure out if we are better than LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love. This is the team that, of course, you got to take down in the Eastern Conference. So let's see if we end up beating them, San Antonio and Denver on the other side. Game 1 goes to us. Good start. Game 2, they even it up. I'm going to simcast game 3 because I'm already nervous. I don't want to lose to Cleveland. I want to go win a championship. I think we've assembled the roster that is able to get it done. We got a huge game 3 here, and it's looking like we're going to win as long as we don't blow a lead. And they have creeped up, but we do win. Okay. Isaiah Thomas, huge in that one. And now it's time to see if we can win in Cleveland to take the 3-1 lead, or we're going to have an even series going back to Boston. Would love to go up 3-1 here, and we are going to do just that. 118 to 107. Okay. San Antonio and Denver on the other side. Spurs seem to be blowing them out. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we do. Okay, so just like that, we've only dropped 2 games in the playoffs entirely. Now it's time to play the San Antonio Spurs, who have a young DeJounte Murray. They have a young Danny Green. Or is that a young Danny Green? No, he just sucks. 31 years old, Danny Green, 73 overall. Kawhi, LaMarcus Aldridge, Gasol, Kyle Anderson, Tyreek Evans, Trevor Booker. So, Aldridge, of course, and, sorry, not Aldridge, but Aldridge good in his own right, but Kawhi Leonard just kind of different back then, was just an absolute stud. Injuries. Is this at the time where he starts getting injured? I can't remember, but we gotta figure out what we can do against the Spurs. So let's see if we can beat them. So game 1 goes to them. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Okay, now it's time to start simcasting. All right, so let's see if we can even the series up in game 4. I would love to even this series, but is San Antonio really gonna... Is Kawhi Leonard just a one-man wrecking crew like this, bro? Seriously? Wow. All right, well, we're gonna go to an A-man rotation. Maybe Gobert is getting killed by Kawhi. I don't know. Let's see if we can come out here and force another game here. Let's not go home just yet. Let's force a game 7. Can we make a game 7 happen after being down this bad? We are gonna win this one, and we blow them out pretty good there. So let's see if we can do it again in game 6. This is in San Antonio, and they're going to come out firing. I don't think we're going to a game 7 unless we're getting back in the game slowly. Can we take the lead, though, at the end? We're down 4. I mean, we're down 4. I mean, I want to see if I can force a game 7 really quickly. If not, we're going to go one more season on this. This team will develop even more. So we got to play defense. And, all right, so let's see if we can get a stop here and make the... Ooh, okay. Violation. Spurs ball. Okay. Spurs ball. They have the time with the full shot clock, so they're going to take a lot of time off the clock. I love the team we assembled. I'm just getting some low-key quick gameplay here. I mean, we're going to see if we can get a stop. So Kawhi Leonard's going to have the ball. He's going to give it to Mr. DeJounte Murray. I mean, if anything, if I was San Antonio right now, I'd just be putting Isaiah Thomas in the pick and roll and just going at him. But Jaylen Brown guarding Kawhi. See if we can stop Kawhi Leonard. They're going to double team. DeJounte Murray's going to get the shot off. And Kawhi's just waiting for the offensive board, but we're going to get the rebound. Okay. So we're going to throw it to Isaiah Thomas here. Let's see if we can... I was going to try to take it to the paint, but I'm just going to pass it out to Middleton. Get a pick and roll from Jabari Parker. He's not there. I'm going to give it to Gobert in the corner. Not really, obviously going to go to him. Chris Middleton. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. I need a shot here. I'm going to shoot Middleton 3, and I just... Okay. All right. That was my first jump shot attempted, I think, in 2K25, and I just nailed it. And that was a big 3. Now, this might... Ooh! Oh, give me that. Give me that. Give me that all day. Jabari Parker, please do something with that. Oh, my gosh. I just sold that possession. Let's just give it out. Let's take it out. Jabari Parker, give me a screen. Jaylen Brown. I see the dunk. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, I meant to hit Jaylen Brown on the roll. Okay, I'm selling. Come on. Give me a screen, Gobert. I just need... Please, hit this Jaylen Brown. And 1. Holy moly. Okay, we're going to force the game 7. Let me not speak too soon. We're only up 1 point. I got to hit this free throw. And we're going to early it. It's going to go in, though. Okay, so we take a 2-point lead. San Antonio's going to call a timeout. Wow, that's massive. That 3 by Middleton was huge. I did not expect to hit that, but you know what? Take it. All right, here we go. Game 6. If we win this, we force a game 7, but I got to get a stop here. Jonathan Murray's going to have the ball. We get a steal in the last possession. Murray's going to give it to Kawhi. Kawhi, I'm going to switch on. Kawhi's going to give it to Murray. Make sure I don't lose Kawhi here in the corner. Danny Green. Going to try to shoot it over Chris Middleton. I'm going to let... Okay, Gasol has the ball. And it's going to be Murray. And that's Gobert at the rim. And that's exactly what we got Gobert for. So Gobert protects the rim. And we force a game 7. We'll see if it matters, though. Game 7 to win a championship. Let's see what happens. All right, man. A massive game 7 to go out here and win this thing. We've made it this back so far. Let's don't get blown out. That's all I'm asking for. Let's make it a close one. So let's see. Can we win it? We have the lead right now. It's looking good. And man, I think that massive 3 I hit might have just changed the landscape of this video potentially. It looked like we were about to go home and I came in and saved the freaking day. Just like that, we are going to win a I think we're winning a championship. We do. 1 second left. Okay, just like that. Jabari Parker, 34 points. And then Isaiah Thomas, 21 to close it out. Isaiah Thomas is your Kia Finals MVP. And just like that, we're bringing Boston Celtics and Isaiah Thomas a championship. I mean, the Celtics kind of had a good, good foundation. Isaiah Thomas making $6 million freaking dollars. I was able to sign Jabari Parker. Jaylen Brown develops into the guy he already, becomes. We get Gobert. We add Middleton. Jay Crowder's here. Rozier's developed. I mean, this team was just kind of set out on a silver platter for me. I think I did a good job, but like I said, overall, pretty easy video, not going to lie. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fun gameplay as well to jump into and make that comeback. I'm really proud of that 3 I just hit. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Having a lot of fun with these throwback rebuilds, not going to lie. I didn't really expect to do this many to start 2K25. But there's really nothing else to talk about right now. So I'm in it there. Thank you all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.